Friday, May 2nd, will be the ceremony and the presentation of this year's SCV Man and Woman of the Year Awards, which is prestigious. And what I've noticed in interviewing the candidates is that they're very humbled, more so than anything else, by the nomination. And we have another candidate here in the studio with me, and also a very good friend of mine, Mr. Bill Lively. Welcome to the Hometown Morning Show.
Hi, George. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Now, you have been nominated by the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center, and I know the kind of work you've done. You recently just had the celebrity waiter dinner that raised a lot of money for the Senior Center. And how long have you been participating in that organization?
Oh, about a year, maybe two, depending on where you start figuring.
So, but you also helped with the celebrity waiter dinner for the previous year, correct?
And for a number of years before that, yeah.
So just as far as getting more into the actual voluntary aspect and devoting more of your time to the Senior Center. So you also are in the Santa Clarita Valley Committee on Aging. You've been with that for 10 years. And Rotary Club, a member of Santa Clarita Valley for 25 years. So you've been around for quite a while as far as being involved in the Santa Clarita Valley. Yes, sir.
Well, I've only been a member of the Committee on Aging, which is the umbrella corporation that takes care of the Senior Center, and I think about a year or maybe two on that.
Okay. And talking about this and your involvement, what do you get out of your volunteer efforts when you're helping out the Senior Center?
Well, I think, there's an impulse to do something to give back or to contribute, and there's also a desire, I suppose, on everybody's part that you want to do something that works, something that may be able to achieve an objective that you consider to be worthwhile.
Right, and you're an attorney here in town, so you kind of have a propensity to help and defend. Is that right?
Well, one would like to think so. Yeah.
Exactly. And in this, and what a lot of people don't realize, and they think the Senior Center is just a place maybe that old people go and they hang out, but there's really so much more that area, it's that organization located on Market Street in Old Town Newhall does. Am I right?
Well, yeah, and I think if one were to take a look at this particular activity, in its wholeness, I think it's fair to say that it's driven by the fact that we have maybe the biggest contingent of seniors moving through our society that maybe we've ever experienced, the baby boomers. And if you accompany that by the fact that people are regularly living because of medical science up to 30 years more, that's a third of a lifetime more than we planned, than our literature supports. And we have to, I think, as a society, be prepared for that.
Right. And the Senior Center, I mean, even my mother-in-law, 81 years old, was able to go down and take some tests and things like that. And the stuff that they offer that really helps to supplement, because the seniors, they can't always get out to do what they need to do, and in some cases can't afford to do things, even some of those basic medical tests. And also with the senior food delivery programs and things like that, I mean, it's a huge, huge help to seniors, especially when they're on such a fixed income.
Exactly. But I think there's something else that we need to look at, and that is you're talking about the more or less donative portion of this. That is people who are in need, and how are we going to supplement those people. But what we have to do as a society in terms of this contingent of our population that's, let's say, over 60, we have to find a way that they can be productive, that we can be productive. And I don't mean that it's some token kind of a thing. There has to be some plan, some expectation in society that you might be doing some kind of a thing early on in your life, but only to transist to something else as you get older.
Right, right. And let's talk about this, though. Were you surprised by the nomination as far as that goes?
Well, I was.
And what are you hoping, should you actually receive the title of Man of the Year, are you hoping that this does something as to shed more light on the Senior Center, or what are you hoping it might accomplish?
Oh, yeah, I think that the Senior Center, especially as it exists in the Santa Clarita Valley, has an enormous opportunity, but also there's a fact that it's expanding and becoming, and we would like to be in a position that we can render a lot more services to the community as a whole, and in particular our senior contingent.
And you've been a resident of the Santa Clarita Valley for how long?
I think I moved here officially in 1979.
Wow. So long time. You've seen a lot of changes
I have.
coming out. Phil, it's always a pleasure to see you and always a pleasure to talk to you. Any final thoughts?
Nope, I thank you for having me over here. It's always good to see you, George. We've
And-
known each other a long time. And thank you for your help when we did the Celebrity Waiter party, because you were a great help that night.
Oh, it was my pleasure. But we are the award ceremony again, and the presentation for the SCV Man and Woman of the Year will be Friday, May 2nd. So mark your calendars if you'd like to attend the event. More information on our website, hometownstation.com.